Back here on TYT Sports, that is Denise Jones. I am Rick Strom. We are not part of the NFL owners clan. I would certainly like to be, so I could institute some changes, because these are old white men who still don't know a thing or two and are completely tone deaf to the message that is trying to get across. So here's Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, and some 49ers who were kneeling in the years past. And of course, what happened? Colin Kaepernick was blackballed out of the league. Eric Reed was told by the Cincinnati Bengals, oh, you want to sign with us? You better not kneel. So on top of that, here's what's happening today via happened yesterday. NFL owners put 3 hours aside for a privileged session to speak amongst themselves and family members about the most sensitive of topics. One was how the league will handle players kneeling during the anthem. An idea being floated in the room goes like this: it would be up to the home team on whether both teams come out of the locker room for the anthem, and should teams come out, 15-yard penalties, not penalties could be assessed for kneeling. Then the Washington Post put this out today. NFL owners leaning towards team-by-team national anthem policy, allowing players to remain in the locker room. And here's what ESPN put out yesterday. Some of the bullet points: allow each team to implement its own policy, clear the field of all football personnel while the anthem's played, instruct players who don't want to stand, impose penalties on teams, add contract language that requires players to stand, leave the current policy in place.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. You were right. You hit that right on in the center. They don't necessarily know or can understand, or maybe even just comprehend the reason as to why these players are kneeling and why these protests are happening. So they're just seeing it as a distraction. They're seeing it as a loss of ratings. So, let's just censor these guys even more. And if they really want to kneel, if they really feel passionate, they have to come to a consensus and say, hey guys, opponent, we're both gonna kneel, am I right? It's just like the silliest thing.
So you wonder why P. Diddy was never given the same sort of chance, with Stephen Curry being one of the minority owners, to bid and then purchase the Carolina Panthers. It is because they do not want a single black owner, because this would be, in their minds, not ours, not a lot of people's in America, and their mindset towards this, a radical change.
Right.
What we need to realize is, this is nothing about disrespecting the flag. This is nothing about trying to downplay anything that goes into someone who might have lost their lives in war, and this is a time to recognize them. It has nothing to do with that. You know what it has to do with? Police brutality with black people in America. And the only way for many other contrarians, where they say, do it on your own time. Oh, really? You want a player to do it on their own time when they're retired? You want them to do it on their own time when they have a barbecue in their backyard on a Sunday when no one's watching?
You want to do it during a privileged session?
The NFL is so backwards in so many ways, but this is the hierarchy of white owners in a professional sports league that are trying to serve to their base. And let's be honest, ever since we saw this BS backlash, we have seen now what they're trying to do is appease the majority of their base. If 60%, this is just a rough number, an example. If 60% were like, I'm in favor of this, Roger Goodell wouldn't do this.
Right.
The owners wouldn't do this.
Right.
It's the fact that you have people who are saying that they're not gonna watch games because 2 minutes for someone kneeling when you may not even be in your seat, all you're doing is taking a dump in the john before you even get to your seat. On top of this, lastly, you know what this is doing? This is actually going backwards for the NFL. You know what they should do? Nothing. Instead, they're putting their own names on it, and they're putting their own business out there to make themselves look bad in the public eye by continually bringing this up.
They don't know any better, though.
You guys are idiots.